everything stopped. Is that just me?
Yeah, no, sorry, that was not my fault. But it is PubChat with the Shills, and it's the after show and all kinds of stuff combined. We got a great group. I'm not going to waste any time with blah, blah, blahs. We're going to go right around the table and see who's here. And from the debate, we've got Jay himself here. Jay, how's it going? Welcome to PubChat, after show, whatever the hell this is going to be. How's it going, buddy?
I'm great. What's up, dudes?
Oh, well, we got lots of people for you to meet. So that's Jay, everybody. He just debated Mr. Sensible. Very polite, nice guy. And Mr. Sensible and him had an awesome debate. It was great. If you didn't see it, get over there and watch the replay. Should be processed by YouTube any second. Let's check in with DKG Custom watching the debate. How's it going, buddy? You saw it all.
Did I see it? I saw it. I took it in. Yeah, I've got quite a few things to say. When the guy says "Twinkle, twinkle, little star" is evidence of something, and there's no "Twinkle, twinkle, little moon," we got problems. Yeah, just I mean, sorry, Jay, you're a lovely guy, but you know I'm going to ad hom your ass off. And the same goes to Mr. Sensible too. I've got problems with you.
Yeah, well, that's who I'm going to. I'm going to him next, Mr. Sensible from the debate. Had a great evening. How you doing, buddy? Welcome to the little PubChat hangout after show.
Yeah, not so bad. I really enjoyed it. As I said to you and Jay after the debate finished, it was great. Really nice guy to talk to, you are, Jay. Really appreciated your attitude. And yeah, good stuff.
Excellent. I agree. It was fantastic. How about we check in with Sarcastic Barman? How's it going, buddy?
Oh, God, don't come to me. I'm drunk. But I really enjoyed the debate. The debate was really good. It's nice to see two polite people having a back and forth like that. No crap or anything like that. And then just me stirring the pot in chat like, yeah, pass me another beer.
Awesome. Yes, I did see you. I did indeed. And we got Colon. How's it going, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing good, Dick. And after doing moderating in 2 different channels, I'm going to need this.
Yeah, you were jumping back and forth big. I caught that too. Awesome. Oh. And we've got Aimee Hogan, who's always with us. Hey, Aimee, how's it going?
Good. Thank you so much. I'm so excited. This was such a great debate. Like everybody was saying, it was so civil and it was so nice. And so I want to thank Mr. Sensible and Jay for such a great debate and for coming on for the after show as well. And I want to thank everyone in the chat as well, too. Thank you so much for coming. Awesome. So
where do we start here? Let's get some outside quick. Anybody here on the panel got any questions for either Mr. Sensible or Jay? That would be where we should start.
Well, I'll tell you where I want to start. I want to start with Mipet, because Mipet had a cold last week, and I've got a stinking cold, and I think it's got something to do with the vaccinations that we both had, and I've managed to download my you know, the little nanites in my blood cells, the little nanobots, have managed to download her cold via the internet. So fuck you, Bill Gates.
That's a good one.
Oh, what did you say to that? Jeez.
Yeah, I'm almost dumbfounded there at that point. Let's see here. Colin, you were quite involved in the chats on both. Do you remember offhand if we missed any questions for anybody?
Oh, there was one comment. I'm trying to remember it, but you've got incoming. Oh, there you go. Jeez, what was it? Give me one minute. It's really
yeah.
I know where I'm coming from. Yeah, go for AB.
I've got an introduction here. AB Science is here, and I have a feeling that on his intro, it's going to be filled with questions. How you doing, AB? What's happening?
Yeah, not too bad. You guys all well?
Woo, AB.
Yeah, very much. Had a great evening so far. So very well indeed. And I hope, things are sliding along just fine your way.
Yeah, I just dropped in on the end of that debate, and I thought I'd drop in on the show just for a little bit whilst I'm finishing my last beer for tonight.
Oh, you're really, really quiet, almost fading out there.
All right, 1 moment. I'm just ignore me for now. I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, crawl out
Okay,
that well,
okay,
Aimee.
cool.
Crawl out the well.
Because I'm sure he's going to have at least a question or two. So let's see, Mr. Sensible or Jay, did you have anything that got left on the table that you wanted to address?
Oh, you remember we had a discussion just briefly before, Dick, and I was just talking about the format. Is it 3 or 4 evidences each?
Yes.
So I had to quickly grab a fourth one, which then we didn't seem to do. I don't know quite what happened there. But the other thing I was going to ask you, Jay, and another flat Earth killer that I've not heard a response to is 2 stellar points of rotation in the night sky. We got stars wheeling around Polaris. We got stars wheeling roughly around Cygnus, and no explanation as to how that can happen. Yeah, that would have been my other one.
Is this the stars rotating one way in the north and the other way in the south?
Well, not just that they apparently. I mean, they're actually going in the same direction, but to the observer, they appear to be going the opposite rotation. But it's not so much that as just how can you have 2 points of rotation? Because if you've got them just rotating around Polaris, then as you look south, they should just be sweeping a big circle still around Polaris, but they don't. They circle around Cygnus.
I don't know. I haven't looked too much into the southern the stars rotating around a southern point. I would say if you're not looking north, you shouldn't expect to see the stars rotating around Polaris at all. I would also say if what you're looking at, if the stars are rotating around a southern celestial point, and that celestial point of rotation is in agreement with the rotation we see looking north, then that's exactly what you would expect. Like you just said, the appearance of the stars going in opposite directions is just apparent. They actually are traveling in the same direction.
They are traveling in the same direction, but just think of a bicycle wheel. If you lay a bicycle on the side and you spin the wheel, if Polaris is where the axle is, that's fine. You can see everything rotating around it. But you look towards the rim and the tire, they don't go around it doesn't go around in a little circle. It goes around in the same circle. So it doesn't draw little circles in the sky. It just passes your line of sight. And so it's the same with a vinyl record. You've got one hole in the middle. The whole record rotates around that one hole. If you put a second hole somewhere out towards the edge, it can't rotate around both holes at the same time. So if you've not really looked into that, then I would suggest that if you're going to do flat Earth debates, that's something that you should try and arm yourself to deal with.
I do find it strange, and I'm sorry, Jay. I'm not going to be as polite as Mr. Sensible and as the whole debate was, but I do find it quite odd that when there is an absolute flat Earth killer, that the flat earther will say, "Well, I don't really know very much about that. I'll have to look into it," and so it just segues away. It's just like, well, there you go. There's the evidence why we don't live on a flat Earth. But oh no, I'll look into that, and you never do. You never look into it.
Well, that's an assumption that you're going to assume that I'm not going to look into
it.
That's your personal prerogative.
Hold on, DK. Hold on.
Is the fact that people don't come back with
DK. Hold on.
I can't speak.
DK, hold on. You got to let him respond, buddy.
Yeah, I can't speak for other people, brother. I can only speak for myself. Anything that I've been given, I'm gonna look it up when I get off of this call. So like I'm balls deep in flat Earth 24/7. So if there's something that has not been brought to my purview, then I'm certainly gonna look it up. And hopefully there's an answer. And if there's not, I mean there isn't. To try to make up an answer or anything like that, that would be me being dishonest. So I'd rather just say I don't know and come back than anything else,
Yeah, okay then, Jay. So will there be a round 2 when you've had a quick look at all this stuff then?
I will debate anytime anybody wants to. Anytime.
Okay, Mr. S, you've got a round 2.
Ah, that'd be good, wouldn't it? That'd be good.
Rematch.
Agreed. I can't wait.
Well, it's also like you were saying that there's no one showing evidence from space showing a 360-degree view when there is 360-degree views, and they've been there for years. But the fact is, you just say they don't exist when they do clearly exist.
Where are they?
You can see them on YouTube.
Can you drop one in the chat?
It happened on the debate. The cosmonauts doing a 360 VR field of view.
You think the 360-degree virtual reality video is sufficient proof of them being in outer space?
It's not virtual reality. It's recorded on a 360 camera in real reality.
That was my fault because I said that wrong. Sorry, that was my fault.
Oh, that's why I asked. Like, if there's something that's not virtual reality, I want to see it. I'm not going to even comment on it until I've seen it.
I could probably bring something up in the background here. Give me a second.
Yeah, or drop the link, whatever.
And while you're doing that, I'm pissed at Mr. Sensible for not putting a 360 camera on his Mage project, because I did a video about 360 cameras on high altitude balloons, and it just smashes flat Earth because you have got the entire view of the Earth all around you in 360 degrees.
DKG, a couple of things, right? Did you say you've actually sent up a 360 camera?
No, I haven't sent up a 360 camera.
Right. Because the other thing is, there's been Mage, which only went up to about 5 kilometers and failed due to a balloon manufacturing problem. There's Mage 2, which has been up to 38 and a quarter. And I've already mentioned, not necessarily that you've seen it, but mentioned on a couple of streams talking about Mage 3 and whether people wanted to do something as another science experiment, and people threw in ideas like horizon drop and things like that, or something that's just of more interest and fun, which is, and this is the first time I'm mentioning it out, a 360-degree camera. So there's advantages and disadvantages. One big disadvantage is I think it would absolutely kill my computer. It took me a week to render the footage and put the overlays on Mage 2. So 360, I don't know if my computer would even take it.
Well, have a look at my video about 360 cameras, and obviously if you need help with that, I can give you some help. But there's all sorts of techniques that can be used. And
but don't be pissed because it is something. No. It is very. That's fine. That's fine. I know it's all light-hearted. It's all light-hearted. But no, a 360 camera is very much under consideration.
Yeah,
very much.
Yeah, but if you want to kill flat Earth, like, you can get all these cameras and stuff. You need 2 sticks and a tape measure,
or an Uzi 9mm.
No, you can't kill flat Earth. You can kill flat Earthers, which is not really part of the. That's not really part of the debate scheme, I don't think.
Okay.
I don't think I want to see Jay lined up against a wall. No,
not Jay. I can think of one or two others, but not Jay.
Oh no,
yeah, right.
Just someone I'd like to slap.
Like kill Nathan first. Don't kill me.
Yeah. Agree there. Well, I agree.
We all agree.
Speaking of Nathan, there's a quick one in chat that I've got to address now. Clive Wells, Mage 3 should be to launch Nathan Pokley into the upper atmosphere. I can fully fucking back that one. I will put money to make sure the balloon is big enough for that shit.
Well, he could fill it with his own gas, couldn't he?
He could just fill it. He could just use his ego. That's probably enough to get him off the ground.
Yeah, but you have to remember the density of the man.
No, I've got the best idea. Connect the gas canisters to a mute button, and then he can just keep pressing the mute button. He'll send himself into space.
There is no mute button in space.
In space, you can still hear Oakley scream.
Oh, okay. By the way, we have another introduction to do. We have Professor Phil Bell with us now as well. I'll just babble for one more second to let him get set. There he is. How you doing, Professor?
Very well, thank you. And that was a really interesting debate that you had there. So I had a few comments to make about that when the time comes.
Excellent. Well, Mr. Sensible had something there, and then we're going to hand right over to yourself. So let's do this.
Well, I was just going to say a big hello to AB. We've not hooked up for a long time. It's good to hear you, sir.
Yeah, it's good to see you and hear you as well. I've been kind of out of the game for a while, writing CCs and shit.
Real life, eh?
Yeah, real life, real science.
And hello, Phil Bell.
How do you do, Mr. Sensible?
Not so bad.
Look, I found it really insightful that although Jay was quite a pleasant person, I found it insightful that he would choose the things that he would recognize and those that he didn't, and even obvious things that you pointed out, he'd reject them.
Like what?
I can't remember just off the top of my head, but there were things that, for instance, one of the things that's obvious, he was speaking about a mirror. If you shine a mirror for a long distance and you can see the mirror, but then he forgets the fact that, hang on a second, if you can, why can't you see the sun? Why does the sun disappear if you can just see a mirror?
You're begging the question because you're assuming that the sun is really far away. You know this. You've heard this argument 1,000 times. If the sun is small and local, it would produce the same phenomenon as a sun that was large and far away.
No, I think that's my point. You talking about seeing a mirror that from 25 miles away or whatever distance you mentioned, and then in the same breath, telling us that the sun actually fades away.
Right, we've seen it.
The sun fade away without clouds.
No, why would it? What do you mean without clouds, without atmosphere?
Well, you're saying that the sun goes away in the distance, so the sun doesn't dip below the horizon. That's your point.
Yeah.
Okay, so have you ever seen this? Is there any evidence of the sun? Have any video evidence of the sun just simply disappearing in the distance without any clouds in a clear sky?
No, but that doesn't.
Why do you think that is?
Because the clouds are creating that atmospheric density, so to speak, and we know that air is dense at ground level. It's creating air that's too dense for the light to push through it. It's not strong enough.
So why does it get dark on clear nights, on clear days?
Because the sun has left your field of vision.
But you just said that you don't have any evidence of the sun disappearing on a clear day.
What do you mean by the sun disappearing on a clear day? I don't understand.
Just imagine it's a nice clear day, not a cloud in the sky.
Oh, like no humidity in the sun setting?
So it's a clear day, not a cloud in the sky.
Yep.
It's now going. We're now expecting it to be nighttime. So the sun in your model, the sun is just simply disappearing into the distance.
Yes.
And fading away.
Yes.
On a clear night.
Yes, there is video of that. Now, what I would say, and I can share.
No, there wouldn't be.
Well, I didn't say that there could be. I said that there is, and I can share that video. And the reason that you don't see
the sun disappears on a clear night.
Yes, I'm going to show you the sun disappearing on a clear day when it's not being blocked by clouds. It's changing apparent size in the sky. That's what I'm going to show you. I'm looking for it right now. I have it saved here in my flat Earth.
No clouds, right?
Yeah, it's a clear day. Now, the reason that you don't see this everywhere is because some places are more or less humid. So where this observation was taken, there was no humidity in the sky. It was a clear day. It was dry heat. It was in the desert. I'm going to find it right now. And I'm hoping, I'm really hoping that I'm calling myself out. I'm hoping that I can step my game up to kind of David Weiss's level because he's got the green screen behind him where he can literally show these things as he's talking about them. And that's where, I think he's making the most headway in these debates when he goes on different podcasts and things like that because you can see these things as he's talking about it. So the fact that you're even arguing that there's no footage, that the sun sets or disappears on a clear day, just shows me you haven't seen the evidence. And that's okay. But once you see it, now you have to do something with it.
Just jumping in there about DITRH, Jay, he does go on these podcasts. What I don't see him doing is debating with people who can counter his evidence.
I would agree with that as well. I would say the people he's debating are people with common knowledge. A lot of people have lost the knowledge of the heliocentric model. Once you leave school, you leave the stuff you learned in school with you sometimes. So I would definitely agree with that. But
Well, you like to
that
debate
also
senile old
kind of
ladies.
that also kind of proves our point, though, because you guys make it sound like this debate, not only is it settled, but that it's so obvious that a 5-year-old should know this. And we're showing that regular people don't know anything about the heliocentric model. A lot of people don't know if the sun is closer in the winter.
One second here, everybody. I got yet another introduction because we got the big man himself. Blue Marble Science has joined us. Welcome, buddy. How are you?
Hello, Dick. How are you guys doing tonight?
Excellent. We had a great debate. Jay is excellent to debate with, based on, personality, etiquette, and all that stuff. It was really, really nice. Mr. Sensible had a great debate with him. And now it seems that everybody's here. So, we'll let Jay finish because I'm sure that between yourself and Professor and AB, we probably have a few more questions coming. So I'll let him finish there. But thanks for coming, buddy. Awesome.
Yeah, you bet.
Where can I get this link so we can view it? Can I drop the link in the chat here?
Yeah. If you put it in the Google Meets chat, I can get it up right away.
Okay.
I can get it on the screen right away. Sorry.
I gave you the timestamp too, 3:29.
All right. Well, cool.
Whilst you're getting that ready, I've just got a question. So if I take two models, right? One assumes that the Earth is a sphere and the sun is a very large distance away. And the other is that the Earth is flat and the sun is a small distance away. Why is it that I can predict the position of the sun using the former model and I can't do it using the latter? And these models both take into account perspective, right?
So you're making the claim that we can't predict where the sun will be?
Yeah.
So is it true that people predicted the sun back in ancient times?
Well, they predicted it based on a series of convoluted empirical observations, whereas I can do it from first principles.
Sure. How you did it is, in my opinion, is irrelevant.
No, that's extremely important.
If you're still drawing the same conclusion, I don't think the why is as relevant. So what I'm saying is, if people thousands of years ago who thought the Earth was flat could predict where the sun was going to be, and they made instruments to do so, like the astrolabe and the sundial, then you can't infer that they can't do it now.
Well, actually, if you look at those predictions from thousands of years ago, would they still be completely valid? I'm not quite sure, actually.
It depends on how far away we are going back, because I think we all agree that we have like the precession of the stars. So like the entire celestial sphere seems to be moving as well. So if you're going back 2,000 years, 1,500 years, then yeah. If you're going back 3,000, 4,000 years, it's a little tougher, because if you look at all of our maps show the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn, but we do not currently live in that age where that would be true. So it's hard to say based on what cutoff we're talking about history of who could do it and who could not. But in general, if they had the ability to do it then, you can't just say they can't do it now. I think that's kind of silly.
Yes, but
okay.
My question is, why is it that I can use first principles and, 3 equations? I mean, I could combine them all into one, but I'm lazy.
Yeah.
Why is it that I can do that for a spherical Earth, and when I apply the same set of equations, but make the assumption that the Earth is flat, it doesn't work?
Because your equation is also making an assumption of where the sun is. And
well, no, because if the Earth is flat, we can measure where the sun is.
You can infer where the sun is, but again, if we're arguing that the sun, all we see.
No. I can directly measure it. I can directly measure it. There's no inference needed. I can directly measure it.
I understand you can make a direct measurement. What I'm saying is 3 people making a measurement of the sun in 3 different locations are going to come up with 3 different answers because the sun's position is apparent.
Well, okay, so the sun's position is apparent. It's not concrete.
Yes.
So you're saying that the sun is what? It just appears to be in different locations at the same time through some magical assumed process which you cannot describe.
This is not magic. Why are you inferring magic?
Well, no, it's because we can tell the position, right? If we stand in a room, I place an object on the floor. The 3 of us stand in different locations. We measure from our perspective the position of that object. We will all end up agreeing the exact position of that object. What you're saying is that if we do that for the sun, we won't agree.
And because so this is not apples to apples, because the sun, you're assuming the sun is an object. If the sun is just light and it's its own light source, then you can't compare it to an object on the floor.
Yeah, but if it's not an object, what is it then?
It seems to be energy.
An object is energy.
Electromagnetic energy.
Yeah.
It's a different type of energy.
That doesn't electromagnetic energy. You can use that phrase whatever you want, but that's meaningless, right?
Sure, you could say it's meaningless. All I'm saying is the sun and my bong on the floor here, like that's not even apples to apples. Yeah, of course we're going to look at
the sun will be some energy concentrated. If you say it's some electromagnetic energy, whatever, it is concentrated in a given position.
Absolutely, but that given position is relative to the observer. That's what I'm saying.
But that doesn't work.
It does work. That's why it happened.
No. You need to explain why that works. Otherwise, this is an assumption, right? Because
I'm not making an assumption.
You are making an assumption, right? Because you are assuming that there is a mechanism that you cannot. You cannot describe. You are just saying, oh, it's this. You can't test it. You can't measure it. You can't falsify it, right? That's pseudoscientific in itself.
Sure.
But if you're saying, let's say that if that is true, you are making an assumption, right? And then you are sacrificing parsimony in your description of nature. And then you are violating Occam's razor.
Okay, so you don't even want to bring up Occam's razor, my guy, because the simplest explanation between these two paradigms, it's clearly flat Earth. In fact,
well, no. What do you think Occam's razor says?
I'll let you talk. Let me talk. What I'm saying to you is, you guys are making the assumption of where the sun is. Your distance of where the sun is has changed 3 times in 150 years. Y'all don't know where the sun is. So we're making an assumption right away of where the physical sun is. Then from that assumption, you're drawing these conclusions based on math. Math is language. So if I draw up a language to explain what I'm visually seeing, it doesn't matter if I'm speaking in Dothraki. It'll make sense because I'm constructing the language to describe it. What we're saying is, if 3 people measure the distance of the sun, we're going to get 3 different measurements if we're all in 3 different locations. That happens in real life. McToon will even argue that that's the case, which is why it can't be done. So I don't even
what McToon will concede is not actually relevant. Or MC2.
Wait, one second here, guys. One second, because this point has gone for a bit, and we got a few people waiting to get in. So I do have to get a couple people in. So I think Colin was waiting the longest.
Okay.
Well, actually, I managed to find that comment that came from the chat a while back. Now, Jay, I'm not bashing you in any way, shape, or form. I just want to ask you, when you say about inference, right? You go on about this inference an awful lot. Well, let's infer that you've broken your leg playing basketball. Are you going to ask the doctor to open your leg up, to find out if you got a broken bone and then reset it, or are you actually going to let him do an X-ray and use electromagnetic radiation to actually depict what's inside your leg?
That I don't know how to definitively respond to that. I'll give you an example. 2016 in January, I had a hernia. Okay. The doctor felt my hernia for 7 seconds and told me what needed to be done. He said, hey, we can get an X-ray and we can figure out, if there's anything else going on, blah, 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 or we can go in and we can fix the hernia. I said, let's go in and fix the hernia. And they were able to fix my issue without the X-ray. So just because my leg is broken, that doesn't mean I have to get an X-ray to get it fixed. If I can feel my leg is broken, the doctor can verify where it's broken. Yeah, let's open my leg up and let's fix it. It doesn't necessarily mean I have to have a thorough examination of my leg prior to doing that. So I don't even understand what the relevance is.
Yeah, but when the doctor felt your leg, felt the hernia, he inferred by your definitions because.
Right.
Yeah, and the point I'm trying to get across to is
that's based on experience too, though, because he's felt
still
1,000 healthy legs. Sure, that's fine, but it's based on something. You guys infer all the time based on something that you haven't first examined. You infer the distance of the sun, but you've never once had an observation of even 500,000 miles away. It's all inference. So if you never have an initial time where you can say this object, so if you tell me the sun is 93 million miles away, and I ask you right now, show me an object that's 72 million miles away. Show me an object that's 700,000 miles away. You should be able to pinpoint anything within 93 million miles because you can tell me something that's 93 million miles away. But y'all can't do that.
Well, we've kind of done that.
You kind of done it.
Yeah, we have done that a lot.
What about Neptune and Uranus? Neptune and Uranus.
Yes.
Because we knew the calculated path of Neptune based on the gravitational laws, but it wasn't quite following that path. So based on the errors or the seeming errors, they calculated and inferred that there must be another planet and where it would be. They went and looked and they found it. They found Neptune.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love that story.
Is anybody in here going to ever argue that we've been to Neptune? Of course not. So again,
well, we sent probes past it.
Oh, sure. And that's the claim. But the assumption is Neptune is a planet. Now, if I go look at Neptune through a telescope, it looks like a star. It doesn't look like a solid physical body that people could be on and be living and there's potential life or whatever the case may be. It looks like a star in water. It looks like light in water, like all the other stars do.
Well, it would look like a point of light. It would only look like that star in water if you haven't got focus. With a good home telescope, you can see the disk of Mars. You can see Saturn and its rings.
Sure. I totally understand that, and I don't argue against that.
We have one more question from DK, and then we're going to play Jay's video. Pay attention, DK. You're going to miss your turn.
Yeah, I know. Let me unmute. I mean, see, it's quite interesting how these assumptions and inferences keep going on. Because I'd like to bring in the huge, big conspiracy, because that is the only way that Flat Earth can continue to have any kind of legs to stand on, is when you say the ISS is fake, space is fake, everything from NASA is fake, everything is CGI, and that's just an assumption. There's no evidence whatsoever. Now, because I had an interesting run-in with Witsit the other day, and I was trying to talk to, because I'm a visual effects artist. I work in film. I do fake stuff for a living, so I know what I'm talking about.
Sure.
And I was trying to get him to the bottom of it, because he was saying that everything on the ISS is fake. And I was saying, who's faking it? oh, it's the government people. So government visual effects artists. So that basically what he was implying was that the government were creating visual effects artists in vitro, breeding them and growing them and training them how to become visual effects artists, and keeping them from the outside world so that they'll never be there to talk about their experiences and keep it all secret. Now, if you have to do that,
hold on, DK, let's. Yeah, but wrap this into a question. This is a monologue now, buddy. Okay.
Let me finish it. Please. Oh, you throw me off now, you get. Now, if you have to go down that far of a route to make your conspiracy stand up, don't you think it's absolutely infantile? Because it is utter gibberish with no evidence, no what do you call it? Oh God, I can't remember the word now. But yeah, there's no evidence of this ever happening before. There's no precedent of the government keeping people in cages, making them do work in secret and have to kill them off at the end. It's just ludicrous. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm sorry to cut you off, brother, but that was just
no. You're not cutting me off. It's a long question to a big overriding question.
Okay. Yeah. So Jay,
you're basically arguing why the lie. Now, let's just break this down here for a second, because if you've ever seen The Village, it's a very simple concept to understand how it's possible. Same thing with The Truman Show. Every single person listening to my voice right now has been born into this model. What we need to understand is it wasn't even 100 years ago where people were being taught still that the earth is flat. In America, where I live, in our textbooks in the 20s and 30s, flat earth was still prominent. So this is not a theory or a conspiracy, quote unquote, that's been hundreds of years. This is very recent. On top of that, we can point to numerous things that the government has lied about that is way harder to lie about. Think about it. I'm looking at Google right now. It says 500 people total have been into Earth orbit. Of those 500, 24 have been through Earth orbit, out of orbit, into outer space, what we consider outer space. So you're talking about 7 billion people on Earth, and 24 of them have the definitive answer, yes or no, if the Earth is flat or a globe. That alone, pure numbers, you don't even have to argue conspiracy. Pure numbers alone prove how easy it would be to make this a conspiracy that no one would see until now.
No, because you also have got to include all the peoples who all were involved, all the people who created all the fake CGI, all the people that built the machines to send people.
That's a great point. Let me comment on that real quick. And you guys were just talking about it, and I'm about to hit you with the straight dope. I just 3 weeks ago quit working for Apple. Okay. I used to work there for 5 years in the Genius Bar. Somebody in this group just said that when Apple products come out, the old products stop working. And that is the biggest load of bullshit I've ever heard in my entire life. That is fake news. That is a conspiracy. But let's play along.
It was a joke.
Let's say, no, you guys are serious. And even if it was a joke, that's fine, because millions of people say that. It's a common thing. But let's just play along and say that it was true. Does that mean that every single Apple employee is in on it? Of course it doesn't mean that, because we are taught what we are taught. I'm taught that the Apple ecosystem is a one-way street. That's why we can't get viruses, because there's no back door. Apple owns the hardware and the software. So if someone were able to prove that there is a back door and that, that Apple is slowing down your devices every time a new device comes out, that would be a giant conspiracy that nobody who works for Apple would know about, except for the people who are actually developing the software. So again, it just doesn't make sense to make that argument in a vacuum or this blanket statement that the whole world is in on it.
But it does make sense to make that argument, because you have no evidence of people, a group of government agencies who are faking CGI images of space and creating the 4 terabytes of data of Earth data that NASA creates every single day.
I would like to add to that. Because the issue I brought up about the sun earlier, right? Yeah. Because for that, whatever you claim for the sun to be in different places at the same time, blah, 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 The fundamental laws of electromagnetism need to be different, right? Maxwell's equations, some of the most important laws in physics, would have to be radically different. What this means that why doing my daily job, I spend a lot of time shining lasers at things, and these are all reliant on some pretty fundamental laws of physics. These would have to be different if you want to reconcile the if you want to reconcile flat Earth with observations of day and night and other things like the climate, why it is the way it is. So we're not just talking about people who have been in space. We're talking about pretty much every physicist who works, and not just every physicist who works, every physicist who trains in physics, who will do a degree in it, or not even a degree. Any physicist, anyone who learns physics at senior high school, talking about amateur astronomers, they would all have to be in on it.
That is absolutely ridiculous, man.
No,
it doesn't even.
Okay. Hold on, guys. Hold on. We're going to let Jay respond, and then there's a bunch of people in the chat that would love to see the video he wants to see. So Jay responds, then we're going to show the video, and then we've got Professor Bell and Big Blue with questions as well coming up.
Everyone here, anyone who agrees with what you just said, my guy, all of you are ignoring the fact that we're making the claim that your model is reverse engineered from the truth. And so if that's the case, of course your language, math, science, of course your language is going to explain your model. What we're saying is, can we observe it? Can we actually demonstrably prove the things in your model? Like math, subtracting math by virtue of math. And you can make that claim, bro. If you want to debate me, let's set it up, because I'm not going to debate you right now.
You are demonstrating it right now by talking to us over the internet.
Okay, are you about to infer that the internet is run by satellites in space? Because I just told you I worked for Apple, the #1 tech company in the world, for 5 years at the Genius Bar, and we're trained all the time.
Oh, you worked at the Genius Bar. All right, I've worked for Apple too, by the way.
Okay, great. So then you should know from the training that we have. I have a screenshot of the training that I saved as proof before I left. All of it, and you can go on Google and verify this. Satellites do not work from devices in space, or cell phones do not. Internet does not. It works from triangulation and fiber optics in the ground.
Yeah,
Google tells you this on the first page.
Fantastic. Because I wasn't going to make an argument about satellites. I was actually going to make an argument about fiber optics, because Maxwell's equations.
Maxwell's equations, what? They do what? They work.
Okay, hold on, guys.
Because we're the propagation of light, and the propagation of light is inconsistent with what you observe, with what the flat Earth claims, and what we observe.
What's inconsistent about it?
Guys, hold on. We've gone to a new topic, and we're going to get in trouble with some of the viewers if we don't play this video. So I have to get this done.
I've been attacked by a cat, so I'm going to mute it.
So here we go. Jay, this is your video. I got it queued up to the timestamp you gave me there.
Yeah, this is in South Africa, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I need to look at the description again. This video is 7 minutes long. It's got a couple observations. And then the guy, I'm sure some of you have heard of Rob Skiba, but this guy also does just a simple observation on his kitchen table of objects setting due to perspective and not setting due to curvature. But in this video that was asked for me to play, this is the sun on a dry day, reducing in angular size and fading away. It is not setting below the horizon. And as you can tell, the sun's light travels with the sun. It's so obvious. So obvious. So whoever made the claim that's not possible, there you go.
Why does the sun actually go down behind the horizon?
Perspective. It's the way your eyesight works.
How does perspective work?
Everything reduces in size the further it gets away, and it converges to a middle point. It's like standing in a long hallway at a hotel. And at some point, the lights on the ceiling look like they are setting to the ground, but we know that the ceiling is not changing height.
Yeah, I'm just kind of curious because I know about perspective.
Sure, it's all perspective.
3D work, and that's not how perspective works.
That is how perspective works.
Okay. We've got definitely more questions we're going to have to get through now. So, Aimee needs to get in here for some of our channel housekeeping, as we call it, and then we've got a few people to call in.
That's right. We have from Charlie Welsh, $2 American says, "Why would you want Earth to be flat so bad?" Thank you very much, Charlie.
I want the truth to be told.
Okay, good question. Good answer. I like it. Now, I know Professor Bell's hand isn't up in the Google Meets, but he had a question in the live chat that I wanted to get to him from. But I have a feeling that his question might have changed now after that video. And I'm sure Professor Bell has got something to say on this. So I'm going to check with him and see if he hasn't unmuted yet. So he might not be there at the moment because he does kind of, do his thing in the back. Here he is. Okay. Did you want to jump in there, Professor?
Well, to be honest, I missed that video. So if somebody can post
here
in the
here, I'll bring it back up.
Yeah, and honestly,
it's real short.
Keep playing it. If you can actually keep playing it, because after he shows these observations of the sun, he demonstrates how the sun can set on a flat surface by doing it on a coffee table, and it's really easy to understand. It's all just perspective.
Okay, so Professor, this video is showing that the sun is getting smaller due to perspective, angular, right?
Well, it's clear that from that video that this is not a clear night. Otherwise, you won't see all that haze. Okay, so that ends that argument right there.
Okay.
Guys, can I jump in? Because
yes, please.
I'm going to have to cut and run. It's 1 a.m. here now, and I've got tomorrow. So I'm going to have to love you and leave you and say a big thanks to everyone. Those who watched on my channel, those who watched on your stream, to you, Jay, to you, Dick, and to everyone here on the Shills.
Excellent.
Bye.
Take care, Mr. Sensible. Have a great night, my friend.
Mr. Sensible.
Good night.
Happy
thank you again, Jay. Appreciate it.
You too, Mr. Sensible. Nice to talk to you, man. Can't wait for round 2.
Okay, you take care then. Bye-bye.
When are you going to become a captain? Captain Sensible.
You said captain. I said what?
Corporal Sensible.
All right. Take it easy, guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
All right. Take care. Okay, so I've got to get over to our maintenance system and whatnot here. So, Big Blue, you wanted to jump in there. What did Blue Marble Science want to bring to the party for us?
Yeah, I had a question. Jay made a comment that sort of flew past him a while ago, and I just had a question for him. You're making the claim that we're teaching flat Earth in U.S. school systems in the 1920s and 1930s. And I'd like to know what school system was teaching that.
So there is a video. I can try to find it. There is a video of David Weiss and a couple other guys talking to some millennials. And a few of them made the comment that when they were in grade school and middle school, that they were taught that the Earth was flat. To add to that, and this is one of the things I didn't get to show during the debate, but even the government has documents from the 50s and 60s talking about a flat, non-rotating Earth, or talking about the firmament. I have a CIA document open right now talking about the effects of the firmament. It's from 1967. So again, like I was saying before, this argument that, globe Earth has been gospel truth for hundreds of thousands of years, it doesn't add up.
Could you put that CIA document in the chat, please?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I simply don't have any knowledge of any school system that was teaching flat Earth in the 20s and 30s. My parents were school age in the 1920s and 30s, and they were not taught that. My grandfather was school age in the late 1800s. He wasn't taught that. So,
and I said the same thing.
We don't have to argue about it. The curriculum is still available. The curriculum from that time can be seen, so we don't have to argue about it.
That's true. And actually on
exactly.
Amazon, I was looking for a textbook from the 20s and 30s, but I couldn't find one specifically about like astronomy or anything that would have to do with the topic at hand.
Well,
but certainly
Professor Bell here, with his experience in the educational system, I'm sure could be of help obtaining that information.
I'm pretty sure that I can help you dig out curriculum from the 1920s, and I assure you they will not include that the Earth is flat.
I thought Dick was going to say that Professor Bell's got a.
I'll reserve that judgment until we actually see the curriculum.
I don't know.
I thought
Maybe a bit of a
Dick was
glib
saying
joke here, but evolution.
About the firmament.
Well, if I could, just one more
This is about
question.
the time of John Dewey, so I'll be able to chase that up.
Okay, Big Blue.
Regarding the video we were just looking at, can you tell us whether or not that video of the sun was shot with a solar filter or not?
I don't think it was. Yeah, and that's a quote unquote fair argument to make. It's just the fact that we're seeing these observations over and over and over again. Like I said, there's another video in here of the sun fading out, which again, in your model, it's not possible. The sun doesn't ever change its apparent size. So all we're saying at the end of the day is what we observe doesn't match what we're taught. And if you guys can show us observation, right? Not explanations, but just actual observation. That's where we start from. Like Mr. Sensible had some cool observations, but like his tank example, it's not in nature. You guys are in a pool. We're trying to see things in nature. We're showing you things in nature. I showed you the sun on a random day in South Africa, right? And this footage is everywhere. So all we're asking you guys to do is just look into it, man. Just check it out. That's all.
Yeah, but when you do look into it and you find videos of people using solar flares, solar filters, the same thing doesn't happen. So we are telling you the evidence is out there, but you're flatly skipping away from it.
I think if you look closely in that video,
so are you arguing?
I think if you look closely in that video we just watched, once the sun, once the brightness of the sun diminishes to a point that it's not washing out the camera totally, you go to the size the sun actually is, and then you see it drop below the horizon. It's right there in the video you presented.
Of course you can see it drop below the horizon. The argument was the fact that the sun is small and local, so it's taking its light with it, and it's changing its size. I'm not saying that we don't see the sun set under the horizon. I'm saying, why do we see the sun set under the horizon? And it's due to perspective. I can show you another video right now of the sun. Hold on. If that's true, based on what I was about to just say, that we have video of the sun setting below the horizon and then zooming back in on it, and it's above the horizon again. Can you explain that?
Can I jump in 1 second, please, Jay?
Nonsense.
I'm not sure.
Okay. So when I show you,
without saying it, no. But if you believe that the sun is what the numbers I've heard, 3,500 miles or something like that above the Earth. And you believe the size of the Earth to be what you guys typically say, even if you make it 12,000 miles away from you at 3,500 miles up, the sun can never be down below about 14 degrees. Yet the sun goes down below the horizon. How does that happen?
The sun appears to go below the horizon. This is what you don't understand. If I can demonstrate the sun setting on a coffee table, why can't it happen in the sky? That's what I like. Keep watching the video that I just posted. He shows you a sunset on a flat table.
No,
so you can't make so.
Fresnel lens, you
hear me out.
can. Yeah.
I only got a couple minutes left, so just hear me out. All we're saying is, if the sun is where you say it is, and the system is working the way you say it is, then the sunset is exactly what we would experience and exactly what we observe. What we're saying is if the sun is small and local over a flat extended plane, you will see the exact same thing. You guys are arguing that when the sun goes under the horizon, the only way that that's possible is if the Earth is a globe. And we're simply showing you, by showing a sunset on a coffee table, that that's ridiculous. I can make things on a coffee table.
I think what I just pointed out to you is that what you're saying is impossible. It cannot happen.
Say that again, brother. I'm sorry.
What you just showed us is not possible on a flat Earth with a small local sun. The sun can't do that, as I just pointed out to you. It can't go below 14 degrees off the horizon. It can't go below 14 degrees.
How do you know it's 14 degrees?
Do the math.
How do you know it's under 14 degrees in the video?
Do the math. I can just
How
do the math.
You know? No, do the math. Show us.
I'm seeing it go. I'm seeing it go below the horizon. I'm seeing it drop below those mountains.
And you're not listening to me, brother. That's why you keep making this circular reasoning. What I'm arguing is that the sun can set below the horizon, A, if it's large and the Earth is rotating away from it, or B, if it's small and being pushed out of your line of sight due to perspective. And if I can demonstrate the sun setting due to perspective, then you have to accept it as a viable argument. You don't have to.
Well, then bring
don't
the
sit there and tell me it's not a good argument.
No, bring the math of your perspective. Don't just keep saying perspective. Bring the math. No one ever does that.
I don't need to subscribe to the language of math. It's observation.
Okay. Easy cop out.
It's observation. It's not a cop out. You're moving the goalposts. You're trying to demand your version of proof. And I'm saying I don't have to answer to your version of proof.
Hey, can I break in for 1 second over everybody, please? Please, I've been trying to get in for a while. Okay, unfortunately, the video you presented is actually a mock-up. That is a CGI image. No, listen, please.
Hold on, let him finish.
You're right.
I've actually discovered this video. No, honestly, I've discovered this video on the Flat Earth channel where they were discussing how they were going to produce a CGI'd image of how the sun works on a flat plane. I'm sorry, dude. That is a mock-up.
You can have that because there's hundreds of these videos of the sun. You think it's hard for me to find a video of the sun setting over the horizon?
In the way you're showing in that video. In the way you're showing in that video by David Weiss, a known scam man. Sorry, dude.
Video wasn't from David Weiss,
the guy.
So that's a straw man.
He's not here.
Come on, man.
He's not here, so I'm not going to completely rip him apart. Right?
But be genuine. That video wasn't from David Weiss. Why are you bringing up David Weiss?
It was produced for David Weiss and Rob Skiba. It was produced for them.
It was produced for them.
Yes.
Okay. Like I said,
anyway,
there's hundreds of these videos of the sun. Yeah, please leave it back because that's ridiculous. Yeah. There's hundreds of these videos of
I'll never take that back.
There's hundreds of these videos of the sun setting below the horizon and being brought back over the horizon by zooming in on it. That proves that the sun is not setting due to Earth curve. Even if it does set due to Earth curve, we can still demonstrably show the sun setting, and it's not due to Earth curve. All we're asking you to do at the end of the day is accept it as a viable argument because it is. It's observable, demonstrable science. Period.
Okay, Barman's got a question that's on a slightly different topic that he wants to get in before Jay has to run.
Yes. It's a question for Jay. It's not flat Earth related. I'll be fully honest on that. Viruses and Macs, did they teach you when you worked for Apple that Macs don't and can't get viruses? I need to know because they can and they do.
They get malware. They do not get viruses.
No, they get viruses as well, and they get malware. They get spyware.
It's a standard line. It's a standard line that Apple feed to the public and the lower level staff. It is complete bullshit. The reason why, for a long period of time,
I've never gotten a virus
there weren't any viruses or malware for Apple is because no one bothered developing them. This was at a time when Apple computers weren't really that popular, and they were for the creative industries only.
Mm-hmm. And how about now?
However, these days that shit changes. It's a bit of software code. You can get into it. It can be done. In fairness, it's not as easy as it is for a Windows machine, but it can be done.
Okay. Yeah, just like everything else in
popularity
your model,
changes.
It can be done, but you can't show me.
There's Yeah, I was an Apple tech for corporate customers in Toronto, Ontario for a while out of the Markham office. And there has been viruses and Trojans and worms and stuff that can affect Mac OS. It's just much rarer because until they got the market share, why bother going through all that trouble developing something that's only going to hit a few people? It's not going to really get your end game. But that's just my opinion. I want to make sure that we don't. There was an image submitted by Ugly German Truths. It's the this is the camera mount rig for Elon Musk's car that was brought up earlier. I just want to bring this up. Here, I'll make it a little bit bigger. How about that? And that shows you where the cameras are in relation to what you're seeing on the right-hand side there.
Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, you're showing the Tesla video?
Yeah, well, it's an image. On the left is the rig they built to hold the cameras around the car, and then the right is the 3 camera images themselves, so you can see where they're coming from.
What's the point of this?
Ugly German Truth brought it up when there was a mention about showing the different angles. So this shows, like, in looking at this, you can see behind the different positions because you can use the different angles, which is, I believe, the point there, right? Ugly German Truce. It's basically giving us the
fourth is a 360 view from space.
Yeah. Camera 3 would be breaking the fourth wall when compared to camera 1, and basically camera 2 as well would be doing the same. But
that's it.
I will put my head up and say that I would guess the argument would be, how can you tell they're all made at the same time and they're not just separate videos overlaid with each other and things?
I would just tell you to watch the video, because if you watch the video, you can clearly see that they're not breaking the fourth wall. Showing me 3 camera images, 3 stills from the video, just play the video.
But if
camera 3 is playing the video, and that means that you're giving a product produced by Elon Musk traffic, and you're giving him more exposure. And we should never ever give Elon Musk more exposure. He's a fucking monster.
He's a dumbass.
AB doesn't like him.
Yeah,
he's an idiot. That's why.
To take Elon Musk out the equation, if you've got camera angle 3, as you can see, which is a still taken from the video, I'm guessing, that is looking behind the mannequin in the driver's seat, whereas camera 1 is looking in front of the mannequin in the driver's seat. So how does camera 1 and then camera 3, not one of those should in theory be breaking the fourth wall? No, yes, maybe.
This is why you guys you do this a lot, and I love everyone in here, but let's stop ducking. My argument, first off, wasn't about the fourth wall in the Tesla video, for one. It's the fact that there's no rear view mirror, which would automatically break that fourth wall by its existence. And it's not. When they're showing you this camera angle 1, you should easily be able to see what's behind at the same time, and you can't. And then we go to camera angle 3, where you can see what's behind this guy here. But like I said, this is a still. I mean, it could have been taken anywhere in the shot. I'm arguing that the camera's in front of the Tesla the entire time. So no matter where the Tesla's turning, you're going to get a camera angle of the Tesla in a different orientation relative to Earth. It doesn't prove that they're breaking the fourth wall at all.
Are you saying that, like, camera angle 1 might be a real one, but then camera angle 3, which is a still taken from the video, is a fake? What are you trying to say? That camera angle 3 is a green screen video, or camera angle 2 is a green screen video, or just camera angle 1 isn't a green screen video?
First off, I think the whole thing is a green screen. But regardless, let's just assume that camera angle 3 is legitimate. How can you tell me the reference of where this is? There's no stars, there's no satellites, there's no space debris. It's clear black.
Just a very quick question. With the exposure levels on the camera to be able to see the stuff in front, would you expect to see stars? Simple yes or no?
That's not a simple yes or no, because 4 different astronauts will give you different answers.
Not with the fucking camera. The question was with the camera. With a camera, with the exposure to see the astronaut, not the astronaut, to see the mannequin in the car, like that, illuminated, would you expect to see the stars in the background? Yes or no?
The way with this being illuminated, no, you wouldn't.
So why are you asking for stars? I'm sorry, I'm going to mute myself.
Reference, guy. I'm asking for reference, my guy. You're showing me black void behind this and inferring that it's breaking the fourth wall. Show me the video.
It's a fucking stuff.
Okay, hold on. So DKG's been waiting, and then we got Professor Bell. So we got two people waiting. So DK and then the professor, and you can't be too long, guys, because Jay doesn't want to be like all night. So DKG, you're up.
Well, I better not ask the serious questions then, don't I? Because it kind of goes back to the big conspiracy. Now, no, Jay, I'm not going to put words in your mouth.
Sure.
Because are we talking about the fact that the people who believe in the globe Earth and the heliocentric model, blah 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 blah, we're all doing this to hide God, and the government is behind it? And is the government more powerful than God?
Is the government more powerful than God? I mean, come on.
Yeah, well, no, because if there's it's my sub question, because if the government are doing all this weird bullshit conspiracy stuff to hide the shape of the Earth, to hide God from us. Yeah, thanks for that. If the government are doing all this to hide God from us, why can't God just turn around and say, "Well, fuck you, here I am, and you're not going to hide me from the people who believe in me."
Okay.
So why? What? Because just unfortunately, it always just comes back to conspiracy.
Sure. Can I answer the question? You don't have to give me a diatribe. I hear what
you're saying. Go, Jay, go.
Okay. So first off, whatever God is, he exists or she exists, right, outside of the creation. There's never been a creation made where the creator exists inside of that creation. So to say that God couldn't do something is, that's ridiculous. If he's God, of course he could do it. Why he doesn't? It's a simple principle. God gave one rule here, or one principle, so to speak, in terms of humanity, and that's free will, which leads me to point 3. It's not just that they're lying, right? And this is what you guys...
Oh. Did we lose him? He just stopped mid-sentence there. I still see him in the meet, but I don't see anybody talking.
That sucks balls for people.
Oh, I guess I'll never know now.
Yeah, I'm wondering, because I was just gonna, as soon as he was done, I was turning to Professor Bell. Professor Bell, we might as well turn to you right now.
Okay, so my question was this: was that the flat earthers continually say that that there's some higher power that hides things from us, and is he assuming that all those scientists who spend their lifetime learning about various things, fields, are not as smart as this select group of people who somehow manage to hide things from us? So I reckon I would know 10 times more than my boss. I want to know how my boss gets to hide things away from me. I'd really like to know that.
Darn it. Okay, we might have to ask that a second time, because he has actually just fell out of the meet now. So
that's okay.
Hopefully he can get back in. I like the question myself, because I could definitely use an answer as well. What an interesting night. Anybody got a comment on what they saw in the debate while we see if Jay comes back or not?
I like to say, Dick, you handled that well with all the video jumping all over the show. That was pretty well done, dude.
Oh, I don't know what Meats did, but every time they would present and then it would go back, Meats would reshuffle where our windows were on the screen. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. What is it this time? And so I developed a system in the back to really get quick at it and really make it fast. And then I got so bored with it, I wasn't even doing it in studio mode. I was just like, screw it. Drag these damn windows around. I just couldn't be bothered anymore. But what are you going to do? You know,
you picked that up pretty well. I'm impressed.
Thanks.
I'd really like to know what this special physics is that that no one seems to know except these people called they. They seem to know physics that's not published, that's no one has ever written a paper about, but it's really, really special physics that the rest of us scientists don't know about.
Yeah, I know Jay's not here, and if he doesn't come back, I do want to say one thing about him. Fair play to him, because there's a lot of us here, and he's on his own. He's done really well, just keeping it calm. No one's got overexcited. No, we've had a couple of crosstalks and things like that, but fair play to him for someone to come in with what is it? There's like 10 of us here. It's redonk.
Yeah.
I know a lot of us try not to overtalk too much, but yeah. Fair play to you, Jay. If you can still hear us, if you're not coming back because you said you haven't got much time left to go, fair play to you. Thank you very much for joining us. We did try not to be bullyish and things and try and keep it, but yeah.
It's very hard not to, though, Barman, isn't it? Yeah. Really?
Oh, it is.
I mean, there are so many questions. Many questions, and as soon as flat earthers can't actually handle the simple physics and mathematics of what we understand, that Professor Bill knows. Professor Phil Bell knows, and AB Sides, all those kind of people who can just lay it down on the line. This is the facts. And as soon as you can't do that, you go, well, yeah, we see it from space. As soon as you go there, we have to enter the realms of utter conspiracy, and that's where it falls down every single time. Because as soon as they have to go to conspiracy, it becomes so mind-numbingly childish. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh, we have Kim Stone joined us. Kim's in. Oh, we're cameras off on this stream, Kim. It won't come through anyway. You can click it in Meets there. But how's it going? Welcome to the stream. You're muted in Google Meets. Right down in the bottom there.
Control and D.
Okay. Sorry about that. No, I was trying to find I've never used this on my laptop. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. All good. You can down at the bottom there. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. All right. So yeah, well, welcome. What'd you think of the evening and whatnot?
Aha. Okay. Hold on.
Okay. Something not right. I see.
Okay. I think I got it.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was hearing both the stream. Because normally whenever I do Meets, I do it on my phone. And
you want to mute YouTube. Yeah, you want to mute YouTube.
So I was like, wait a minute, I'm getting double sound here.
Yeah.
I'm on headphones.
Okay. Jay is back. So,
Hi.
Professor, if you've got a minute, do you want to redo your question there to Jay?
Sorry about
yes,
that.
I will, Jay. Thanks very much.
Yeah.
That's okay, Jay. Thanks very much for coming back. And Jay, just a simple question in general. This is not just to you, but really to all flat earthers. And it's this: you make the claim that people like me, so the scientists who spend their lifetime learning particular fields and studying it and experimenting and looking at evidence their whole life, all of a sudden there is a group of they employed by a group of really, really special scientists who seem to know some sort of physics that the rest of us don't know, and so that they're able to hide it from us. I'd like to know. I would argue that I would know 10 times more than my boss. I'd like to know what my boss knows that he's able to hide stuff from me. How does that work?
This is, I don't want to call it an appeal to authority, but in my opinion, can you guys hear me first off? Because I'm in my car now.
Yeah, you're coming through fine. No problem.
Cool. So to me, this is, again, I don't want to call it an appeal to authority, but it's just why the lie? Everybody has to be in on it thing. And like I said before, this is not something, we're talking about the shape of the earth, okay? So this is something that whether we want to admit to or not, it is very easy for us to not have the full truth. I mean, think about it this way, right? If you guys know who is, if some of you know who Admiral Byrd is, Richard Byrd, this man claimed that there's a landmass the size of the U.S. on the other side of Antarctica. There's not a single globe where this landmass is present, right? So automatically that just begs the question that maybe we don't know everything about what's going on. Can we all sit here and say we know what's going on in Antarctica right now? No. None of you have ever been there. So, like, we can't sit here and just make these generalizations, oh, if the earth is flat, and then the whole world's in on a giant conspiracy. I don't believe that. What I do believe is that we've all been born into this information, and we've never been presented with an opposing view. If you guys think back to every time you've seen flat earth in a textbook, it's the picture of the boat falling off the waterfall. And even flat earthers back in ancient times, they didn't believe that. So, like, we've never been even given an opposing view to even formulate an opinion on. You know, like I talked about in the debate how I played basketball. I know good basketball because I've seen bad basketball. I know what happiness is like because I felt sadness. So it's you. In some ways, you have to have opposing views to really even strengthen the viewpoint you have. So
well, you said that
we haven't had that.
You said there was an edge when Mr. Sensible was showing his video of the Mage project, and it showed a curved edge, and you said, well, that's the flat Earth. So there is an edge, so boats would sail off it.
That's not true, because you're assuming that we're above the edge. And one, I didn't say it was the edge. I said it could be. But let's assume that it is the edge. The highest landmass, like I said in my opening statement, is Antarctica. So if Antarctica is the edge, quote unquote, of our Earth realm, and it's the highest landmass, that means that everybody who lives within Antarctica lives beneath it. So, yeah, if Antarctica is the edge, that's possible, but it doesn't also then mean you can fall off of it. You'd have to get up to the edge to fall off of it. Operation
Antarctica is that's just the mean height. That's the highest. It's certainly
you can say that
peaks higher than that.
Yeah, sure. I'm not saying it's uniformly high everywhere. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is if you go look at any footage of Antarctica or just looking at Almanac, the highest landmass on Earth is Antarctica. It's a giant plateau.
So you still didn't tell me what the special physics is that all these elite scientists at the top, who employ me, what physics do they know that I don't know?
Do you know how to create electricity and how to power your home without traditional electricity, the way that we normally use it, plugging shit in? Do you know how to do that?
There's pretty much not much about electricity that I don't know.
So you could construct a house where you didn't need to pay ComEd or an electricity service to have power to your home. You could do that?
Well, we do have solar panels, for instance. Yeah.
Right. I'm asking, do you know how to do that?
Of course.
So you know how to construct a home that can run on its own power?
Not a problem.
Okay. Well, great. I would say most people don't know how to do that, and that alone could be technology. No, you're assuming that I'm calling you a liar. No, you're assuming I'm calling you a liar because of what I subscribe to be true, and I'm not saying that. You can be taught something and not be lying. It's true to you. You know, in law, there's a difference between a true statement and a representation. When you do life insurance or health insurance, you're making representations on an application. So the information on the app is true to you. If you didn't know it was a lie, you're not on the hook for being called a liar. This is the same thing.
I understand that perfectly, and I wish that would be applied more often in the flat Earth thing.
Yeah.
But however, that's not my point. My point is that you're saying that there are people above me who know stuff that I don't know. I'd like to know what people above me know stuff that I don't know. I'd like to know what special physics that's not published, that no one else knows, that these people called they know about this physics, that other people like me who spent their whole life studying this stuff don't know.
And I would encourage you to do that research. In fact, I will refer you to a playlist, and if you want, shoot me your email, and I'll send it to you. There's a playlist called The Lost History of Flat Earth, and it talks about how the entire world used to be powered on free energy. And if you want to call that solar power or solar panels, whatever you want to call it, that's great. I would say that based on what I'm seeing and the information that's being presented, to me and others in this video and others like it, shows that there is a ton of technology that we do not have today. We have people on TV right now saying that the pyramids were made from aliens because they can't describe what they are and how they work. So the appeals to authority or saying, there's a secret information. Yeah, there is secret information. The word occult means secret. All of your presidents have been a part of a secret fraternity. It's called Freemasonry, and you don't know shit about what they do. So we can't just sit here and act like there's no secrets in the world. There's lots of them, and I would encourage you to try to find those out. That's what I'm doing. That's why I'm here.
Not secret physics.
That's your claim, my brother. That's your claim.
Can I just ask a really simple question?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. My simple question is, maybe two, real quick. First one is, when did you become a flat earther?
August of 2016 was the first time I ever saw it. I researched. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I want to know what led you to the absolute, complete conclusion that the Earth is absolutely flat.
So,
where did you learn this information?
So, I would say, it's not necessarily that I believe that the Earth is 100% flat. I believe it's 100% not a globe. That's the only thing I can say for certainty. And again, it goes back to what I was saying before. I've never been to Antarctica. I've never been to the Arctic to see the 24-hour sun. I've just seen videos of it. There's a lot of this stuff that if I haven't experienced, I'm not going to definitively say yay, nay, or, indifferent. But a lot of people have never been to a lot of places, okay? I've never been out of the United States. But I know that, I know for a fact that the world is a globe. I know for a fact that Australia is real. I know for a fact a lot of things because I learned, and I learned by what. Yes, I do. I know. I know for a fact. Yes, because I have been watching all of these debates, and I have been watching everybody and listening to everybody, and everything that you guys come up with is absolute. Just craziness. Whenever you're given absolute proof how and where and when you can measure the Earth and how easy it is, whenever you're given absolute proof of everything, all of a sudden it's fake. It's CGI. It's this, it's that. No. Or just completely dodge the question and answer it your own way that makes absolutely no sense to the actual question. So, Kim, you're making arguments based on other debates you've heard. You've never once heard me say, this is CGI. You didn't see that in today's debate. We didn't even talk about CGI in today's debate. So
I didn't say just CGI. First off, I didn't say just CGI. I said you always have an... No.
Let me respond.
Listen, that's you. You did not listen to what I said. I did not say that you said it.
Okay, whoa. Hold on, guys. Hold on. We're just stepping all over each other. Jay, you get to finish your response here.
Thank you. I'm just going to say what I got to say, and we're going to keep it pushing. For one, if you know for a fact that the Earth is a globe, there's 2 Bitcoin in it for you. All you have to do is present that information to David Weiss. If he doesn't pay you, I would recommend that you sue, because Bitcoin's worth a lot of money. What I'm going to tell you is somebody already tried to sue a flat earther for not paying on a bet, and they went to court and lost because they didn't have evidence. The judge said they did not have evidence to support their claim. So if you know for a fact that the Earth is a globe, go for it. In fact, if you want to debate me, let's set it up. I'm with it. All I can tell you is a lot of information out there that we've been taught is not accurate. You can agree with that. You can disagree with that. I'm a black man who lives in America. Do you think for 1 second I'm going to sit here and act like our history is accurate? The same people who told me I came from a monkey.
Don't even go there with me.
I'm talking, Kim. This is Joe's turn now. The people who told me that I came from a monkey are the same people. The NFL right now, just a week ago, has to change their concussion protocol because in their concussion protocol, it says that black people start with a lower cognitive function. That is a direct result of an evolutionary argument, and it's bullshit. So don't sit here for a second and tell me that we've never been lied to.
Now, so
none of this stuff.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Hold on. Yeah, okay. Professor, we'll see you soon, buddy. Thanks for jumping in, man.
No worries. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
All right. Have a good day, buddy.
Thank you, Professor.
We got to get Aimee in, and the direction our chat went in there, let's leave that for a different topic. This was earth shape and stuff. Let's not stray too far. So Aimee, floor is yours.
Thank you.
And thank you so much. Yes, just from Rodent No Last Name for $5 American says, is there anything that works on a flat earth and does not work on a globe? And this is a serious question.
Can I answer?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
So like I said in my debate, we don't see 24-hour sunlight, not daylight, sunlight in the Antarctic, or at least there's no video online of it, whatever the case may be. So 24-hour sun doesn't work. There are several things that don't work. I had mentioned the double rainbow, which Mr. Sensible didn't even answer my question. And if you guys want to give me an answer, that's cool. But a double rainbow reproduced indoors is not inverted. A double rainbow outside is inverted in terms of colors, and the arch is the same. This is impossible unless there's a physical mirror above our heads. Nobody's answered that yet, so that's something that doesn't work on a globe. Circumnavigation, north to south. Go look at the world record right now for circumnavigation and go plot it out on the globe. It's not circumnavigation north to south. But he was given the world record for it because it's the closest anyone's ever come. If someone could just traverse north to south, there would be no argument. It's never happened. That's also something that doesn't work on a globe.
They did.
So
they literally did.
You can claim that, but like I said, if you go plot the points out, you can clearly see it's not a circumnavigation. It's that simple. And anybody, this is what I'm saying. I have globe friends. I have friends who think flat Earth is just as stupid as you guys do. And half of the things that I brought up, they're like, that's a good point. That's a good point, because they're being intellectually honest about the data. If I tell you there's no 24-hour sun in the Antarctic, and you just say, but there is, you have to show us. And there's no video of it. All I'm saying is there's 2 videos of the 24-hour sun in Antarctica, and they're both edited. And any of my globe friends that have seen it agree. So the fact that you guys don't shows me that you guys are being intellectually dishonest. Just be honest about it. This is like I said in my closing. There's no gratification. There's no self-gratification for me being a flat earther. That's ridiculous. I'm not going to grow my platform and my fan base for my music and my studio by preaching flat earth. So the fact that I'm doing it shows that it's not a selfish motivation for a lot of us. For some people, it is. They want to be fucking cool. It ain't for me. So don't make that assumption. Don't put that on me. That's ridiculous. And honestly, I just don't stand for it. I don't want to hear it.
Okay, well, there's an answer. Whether or not you agree or disagree, he's definitely adamant about it. Sarcastic Barman's got one. You're up, buddy.
Cool. It's going back a little bit to before bits. It's about the pyramids. Do you think we can't? Sorry, obviously, this is Jake. Do you think we can't build the pyramids today? This is a 2-part. So that's the first one. So yes or no? Do you think we can build the pyramids today?
No.
Why?
1, because it hasn't been done. 2, the way they were constructed, we don't have the tools to do it. And 3, the argument they give us for what they even are and how they were built. Again, the most popular argument is aliens. That's
no. The most popular argument is trained laborers paid in bread to build monuments over years. That's the most popular argument.
It's not. In fact, if you just go look up,
don't you think we can do?
If you just go look up videos about what the pyramids are, the most popular ones, meaning the ones with the most views on YouTube, for instance, are the ones talking about aliens.
That doesn't mean it's the most popular theory. That just means it's the most popular viewed thing that people watch on YouTube.
That's what I said. It's the most popular opinion is that they were made by aliens.
That doesn't even mean it's the most popular opinion. It just means it's the most popular thing that people watch. In the scientific community, that doesn't mean that. But just what don't you think we could do when it comes to building the pyramids?
Like I said, you have to first argue what the pyramids are and what they were used for. If they were used for what I think they were used for, let me talk. You answer me a question. if they're made for what I believe or what other people believe they were made for, and that was creating energy for the city.
God damn it!
Damn, he just got kicked, and we got Vishanti coming in too.
Was in the car as well, wasn't he?
We'll never know how the planet created energy.
My question never got answered either. So
no.
Well, let's welcome Vishanti to the stream. Hello, how you doing? Welcome.
Hello, everyone.
How you doing? How's things?
Well, currently my arm is in a sling because I decided to test the laws of physics this week, and it turns out they still work.
What happened?
Yeah, I usually take a little scooter to this meeting place where I carpool, and the front wheel got caught in the concrete, like where the little dip is. So I went flying, did a midair barrel roll. Yeah, so good job. Nothing's broken.
Sorry.
You know, nothing's broken. It's just very tender, and I look pitiful. So
hey, if it makes you feel any better, I was in complete pain yesterday from head to toe because I spent literally from 4:30 in the morning till 8 o'clock last night at the hospital because my mom had her surgery. So I spent the whole day walking around the hospital, running errands in between, and then going up and down the stairs. And then I tried to catch it. And mind you, I only had 1 hour sleep the night before because I was so nervous for my mom. And then I tried to catch a nap once they finally got her in a room at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I still didn't. I tried to sleep on this really hard couch. Hold on. And yeah, it was horrendous. So yesterday I spent all day I couldn't hardly move. Okay, I'll be right back.
I've been putting ice on it, you know, and keeping I don't know if you guys use Tiger Balm, but it's this really cool like topical ointment analgesic type thing. It's very tingly and nice. Been using that, and I'm eating pineapple right now to help the little bruise on my kneecap heal a little faster. So trivia for those of you. Turns out there is an enzyme, bromelide, in pineapple that can help your bruises heal a little bit faster. Just a teeny bit.
Hey, Dick, sorry, I got kicked out again. I got 3 minutes left. So if there's any questions or anything left that you want me to super chat, whatever.
We're close to the end too. So does anybody want to pose anything to Jay before we're wrapped up here? I've got no hands up right now. I can imagine Big Blue might have something. Colin's got something. There we go. Vishanti's got. Oh, here we go. Okay, you guys got to be quick because we don't have long.
Right. It's a very quick one. Jay, I suggest you check out One More Orbit. Yes, I do understand they don't go in a circular rotation around, but they do go pole to pole and back to the same latitude. It's simple as that, dude. Anyway, just check it out. I'll leave it there.
Well,
I'll check it out.
I'll make one more point regarding that, Colin. There are rules to do with One More Orbit, okay? And I believe the rule is you have to leave the pole at an angle not less than 120 degrees from the angle that you enter the pole. So it's an adherent because you can't just fly any direction you want to. You got to have a destination. You got to have an airport that you can reach. Okay, so there are some practical considerations that go along with all of that. But I would also say that I realize you guys reject every one of them, but there are lots of videos of the 24-hour sun out there, and we know people that are active in the community that have spent a lot of time at the South Pole. So in my mind, it's not in question. You guys can question it if you like. So that's it.
Okay. I got to bring Aimee in for a super chat, and then Vishanti's got one.
Sure, and I'll make this very quick. Is Rodent No Last Name for $2 says, does he think the X-Files is a documentary? Just the messenger.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I think that's more of a comment than a question. So let's go to Vishanti.
Exactly.
Okay, Jay, this is a really important question. I really have to ask this before we go. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Disgusting.
Oh my God. Awful.
Oh, the vote. My system is fine right now. I just checked all my usages. I got no problem at all.
Yeah, I think it is YouTube because I have it also going on my TV because it's got a nice big screen. But it's wait, no.
Okay, it's back now on my side. Oh, and now buffering again. So I don't know that we're gonna get out of this clean or not. We'll see what happens here. Holy, what the heck, man? Let's see. Okay, so it seems to be okay on this side. Let's just do a quick wrap up around the room. Jay, thoughts and wrap ups for the night. The floor is yours. Lay out anything you want. You got whatever time you want to take.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take a minute, man. Again, Dick, I appreciate it. Looking forward to the next one. Obviously got a little chippy here in the super chat, but it's all good. Or in the after party here, but it's all good. Like I said before, I encourage you guys all to just try to have an open mind at the end of the day. The one thing I hope that you guys can get across and just stop using in arguments is some type of popularity argument. Like, this is the most humiliating topic to talk about. So just have some grace, if nothing else, when you're talking to people about it. Like, feel free to have an intellectual, open conversation, but it just doesn't have to get nasty. It doesn't have to get personal. It is that serious, but never to the point where we need to start disrespecting each other as human beings. So I hope you guys enjoy your night. I got to get out of here. Love to each and every one of you. And, have a good night.
Excellent, Jay. Take care. Thanks for coming around, buddy. We'll talk to you real soon.
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm just going to go through the list here. So we'll go to Big Blue. How much of the debate did you catch? What did you think? Thoughts and wrap-ups? Well, it's all yours, buddy.
Actually, I didn't catch any of the debate, unfortunately. Had some other stuff going on, so I'll go back and watch, though, for sure.
It was a good watch. It was a good moment. Jay was more than pleasant enough, and I barely had to do anything as a moderator. It went nice.
Well, that's good, and that's the way it ought to be. I don't mind talking to these guys when they can be civil and we can avoid the ad hominems and all of that stuff. But and that doesn't always happen. In fact, it usually doesn't happen. But so that's sort of unusual, and it's good to know. But as far as a debate goes, there's nothing to debate. Damn, I mean, I'm sorry if that hurts somebody's feelings. But the Earth is not flat, damn it. It's a sphere.
That's right.
Just the end of the story. There's nothing to talk about. So I only do this for my own amusement and entertainment. That's it. And no other reason whatsoever. I got a new video out with Brian's Logic. You guys check that out. It's kind of funny.
Oh,
excellent.
Awesome, Blue. I watched it today.
Excellent show.
As an aeronautical engineer, oh my God. Just crazy.
Ever in your life, have you ever in your life seen or read anything or heard anything?
I have downloaded that. I have downloaded your video. I've downloaded his video. I'm going to be showing it to my friends in the aeronautical community, and they are all going to have a damn good laugh. Man, it's crazy.
Not once have I ever heard anybody try to blame the lift of an aircraft wing on entropy. They've reached I'm trying to think what else we could attribute to. Maybe would hair growth fit into that category? Maybe that's I'm serious. If hair growth is that?
I'm lost. When did this happen?
Did he really?
Absolutely. The very first thing he did.
Oh my God. What?
Yeah. High pressure goes to low pressure. And I just couldn't
That's
resist
funny.
pointing out. I just couldn't resist pointing out that high pressure under the wing is air pressure or gas pressure without a container. So that's bound to irritate the hell out of them.
I just don't understand. My biggest issue with these people is that, you know, they swear that the world is not a globe. It's anything but because of God. Okay, they want us to prove it. We've proven it and proven it and proven it and proven it. But then they say, well, no, because it's not observable. When has God ever been observable?
Good point. We got to keep going around with the wrap ups here because we can't be too late, everybody.
Okay,
sorry. So Colin, thoughts and wrap ups. Floor is yours.
Oh, well, you know, Jay's a really nice guy, and honestly, bring him back anytime, debating with anybody, he'd be a really cool character. Blue, that video today just cracked me up, and yes. Barman, I'll see you next Tuesday.
Thank you.
Good show. DKG Custom, what do you think, man? Is he there? There he is.
Yeah, what do I think? I mean, look, Jay's a lovely guy, but quite frankly, I can't stand people who are intellectually dishonest. And he is insanely intellectually dishonest. As soon as evidence is given to him, he'll deny it. You know, but at least he didn't bring up the second law of thermodynamics. But you know, we could have gone to town with that. You know, about that complete misunderstanding of the use of that. That didn't happen. But yeah, look, we've seen the fucking Earth from space, and the only reason why they won't accept the fact that we've seen the Earth from space is because they have to throw in this grand conspiracy. The grand conspiracy that's been around for 2,000 fucking years of astronauts hiding shit from space. Brilliant. You got all these visual effects artists in some dungeon somewhere working for multiple governments around the world, and as soon as they leave, they get killed off. It's just utter gibberish. They can't handle the science. They won't face the science, and as soon as science is taken out of the equation, it just becomes something completely different. Like I say, with the conspiracies, with nothing to go on, absolutely nothing. And they'll quote NASA, and NASA did documents, and the CIA did, which didn't actually. I asked for his CIA document where it claims that
hold on, I'm supposed to be getting paid.
It's there. No, I'll have to look at it. Where the CIA documents claims that the Earth is flat and there's the firmament. Yeah, I'm sure it doesn't. I'm absolutely sure it doesn't. I haven't looked at it yet, but I'm sure it's not there. It's just, for fuck's sake, fuck off. quite frankly, just shut him fuck off.
And when you get there, fuck off some more.
Yeah.
I was just about to say.
But he's a lovely guy. He's a lovely guy. But you know, that doesn't mean truth.
No, exactly. Kim Stone, you're up next. What do you think? Thoughts and wrap ups?
Yeah, I really don't know what to say. I mean, first of all, he never actually answered my question. I just wanted to know where he actually came to the conclusion that this is, his belief. I'm pretty sure I know, but I just wanted to hear him say it. And they can't do it. And, okay, as much as I wish I could, I can't debate because I don't have enough scientific knowledge to do that. If I were to go into debate, I would use like McTunes or MC Tunes and Schrodinger's and everybody else's debate to counter. But, it just amazes me at, he sat there and he made several statements that proved it was a globe, but then he twisted it so that it didn't work. And I'm like, that makes absolutely no sense. You started off good. You started off making perfect sense for the globe, but then all of a sudden you turned around and went, no, it's flat. or it's not a globe. You know, and you know, it blows my mind. And then whenever I was trying to get an answer to my question, he had to go on a totally different route, which I asked him not to go there. He continued, and you know, that has absolutely nothing to do with it. So it just blows my mind that nobody can ever actually stay on topic. They can't, you know, stay on, okay. Most of these debates, they always go, okay, we're going to talk about gravity in this debate, or we're going to talk about this and this in this debate, but we're not going to talk about all the other stuff. We just want to stick to this. Topic 1 is this, topic 2 is this. And then all of a sudden they just go off on everything else because they cannot prove their point. And it just, it gets irritating.
Yeah, they always go off on something else they think applies, but yet it doesn't. So I totally agree. Let's see what Mipet's thinking. Mipet, is there still? What do you think? Thoughts and wrap-ups on the night?
Yes. Yeah. What a weird night. I didn't get to catch the debate either because it was ridiculous o'clock for me. Yeah. KG, do not take my name in vain. But other than that, it's all good down here in Australia that doesn't exist.
Well, you did give me a cold via the internet.
Yeah, well, I keep my diseases to myself, so it couldn't have been. I don't like sharing.
I've got some odd things crawling around in my underwear. I'm not too sure.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, your wrap-up's already done. Never mind. Come on.
Yeah, other than that, it's all good.
That was funny. Let's see here. Sarcastic Barman, your shout, buddy. Barman, hello.
Yeah, I forgot to unmute myself. God damn it. So, yeah, I feel like we need to get some armbands and we need to throw them to Jay because I feel like he's thoroughly drowning in a river. It's a really big river. It's in North Africa, in Egypt. What's it called again? Oh, yeah. Denial. That's the one. Thanks, Fish. Yeah, because his response to everything was just no. I mean, for polar flights, Rockwell polar flight, Ralph Fiennes, fucking the Transpolar 2008, and then one more orbit that Colin brought up, and it's just like, no. He doesn't even think we can build a fucking pyramid, which I never got a full answer to which bit he didn't think we could fucking build. It's putting stones on top of each other. I think
it was the right side. It was the right-hand side we couldn't build. Yeah.
Yeah. Between that and me screaming in the background when he was saying that Apple's the best tech company in the world and apples don't get viruses, I would.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
He said that. I was. Oh, God. I need more beer. I am dying. I just want to go to bed at this moment. It's 2:00 in the morning. My brain has been destroyed by just. He's really nice, but fucking stupidity.
He brought evidence. He brought evidence. You know, movies.
Yeah.
Oh man. And let's see. On my list, I have Vishanti. Thoughts and wrap-ups.
I'm not too bothered that I missed the debate because it's the same stuff over and over. They don't have any new arguments. They never will. They don't have any evidence. They never will. And their arguments always boil down to nuh-uh. So I mean, there's not really much of a point to me going back to watch the whole thing because it's just going to be nuh-uh over and over again. I mean, his mind is made up, and trying to reason with somebody like that it's not going to work. I mean, what's the saying? You can't reason someone out of a position they didn't reason themselves into. So
yeah.
It's an emotional investment for him, I think, at this point. So you're not going to appeal to him with any kind of rational argument. And if he found it on social media, which everyone does, because they've got hippy dippy graphics and there's a conspiracy, it's untenable and it's really irrelevant how nice he is. Although it is refreshing to have someone that isn't just devolving into shouting. You can be sincere, but also be sincerely incorrect.
Yeah. Good point. Good point. Like it very much. Aimee, what do you think? Thoughts and wrap-ups. Aimee Hogan.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I did get to see the debate. It was really good and it went very well. It was very civil and it was really good. It went really well and I was glad of that. Yeah, wow. It's just some of those positions. It's 24, there's no 24-hour sun. I was kind of like, well, we do have videos in both North and South Pole, but okay, we'll go with that. But the rest of the night was great. And I do want to thank everybody for coming. Thank you so much in the chat. And I did want to thank Mr. Sensible and Jay for coming. So thank you to them too. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you.
Exactly. And from all of us here, I want to thank everybody for coming to watch the debate. I want to thank Jay and Mr. Sensible because they did an absolutely great job of really keeping it civil. I mean, moderating that debate, I barely needed to be there. I didn't have much to do. It was fantastic. I want to thank everybody for coming to check us out here for the after show. If you're new here, you can hit the subscribe button. We don't mind at all. And if you want to have a comment afterwards and, maybe it'll spur a discussion for the next pub chat, that's great too. So, on that note, I think it's time for us all to give a big old good night to everybody, and I'll click the magic button. Good night, everybody.
Good night. I wasn't coming. It was just the way I was sitting.
Are we off now? Can I ask about that cream I can get to get rid of these warts? It's really annoying.
Oh,